Now we'll be talking of planning versus forecasting. We have an idea of what is planning. We have already discussed forecasting in detail. So let's just move on to how planning and forecasting is different. We have discussed this topic also in detail in the previous lectures, but let's just have an idea that planning will always be applicable once we have done a good forecast. Planning and forecasting directly related हैं because the foremost step is forecasting. Only if there is a good forecasting we can have an efficient planning. Now what is forecasting? Forecasting was guessing or predicting something, what how the events may happen in the future. And planning, it is a wider term that is going to include the results of forecasting, and uh, whereas the forecasting is going to include the results of what we have uh, faced in the past and what we may face in the future. Then, importance of planning. Now, the need of planning, the importance of planning, the objectives of planning, they are quite similar to one another. So, let's just discuss the importance of planning in detail. Now, the very first one is to manage by objectives. That is, we know what the results of the objectives that we want to achieve, what we wish to desire, what we desire to achieve. Now, according to those objectives, they are going to set as the results that we require, that is the planned results that we want to have, the future results, the desired goals we want to be at, and at current position where we are. So what is going to be the role of planning? Planning is going to act as a bridge between these two things and help us attain where we want to go. Then convert uncertainty into certainty, we have discussed. Helps in coordination, we have discussed. Economy in operation, also discussed. Then avoiding business failures. Once we know that what may happen in the future because we have made a forecast, we can save our business from having a you know of blunders that we talked in forecasting. That right now, because of this pandemic, what is happening, sanitizers, face masks, they are all having a good you can say opportunity. The businesses that are working in this line, they have good opportunities. Suppose there is a person who thinks that I will also go into this business, and for the time being there comes a vaccination. अगर उस time तक for a particular problem there comes a vaccination, what is going to happen at that time? The company or that particular company who has just talked or thought of taking up that decision, they might lead into simple failure. So in order to avoid those kinds of business failures, we are going to have a good planning will result into good achievement or attainment of the goals. Then effective control, also discussed. Then effective utilization of resources. What told you was that there are three things that every company wants to achieve. That is minimum wastage, minimum cost, and maximum profits. So what are these three things going to help us in achieving? It is going to help us in achieving the making the most out of the resources that we have already with us. Then tackling increasing complexities of business. Now we have we know what is going to happen in the future. As per the same thing, we are going to plan accordingly that this may or this may not happen in the coming times. Like the resources, that the raw material that I need, the prices may rise up or they may decrease. So depending upon the same thing, we are going to tackle the problems, tackle the situations that will be coming up in the future. Is that clear? Now let's go on to the advantages of planning. The very first one is, now the importance, need, objectives, advantages, they are going to be all similar, but halka halka se there is going to be a difference. So keep very good care of the difference that is there in these three terms. Even the merits are also going to be on the same grounds. Better utilization of resources, discussed. Helps in achieving objectives, that is we where we are and where we want to be. Planning is going to act as a bridge between it. Economy in operation, that is we are going to have minimum wastage by utilizing the minimum cost raw material and having the maximum profit, so there is going to be an economy in the overall operation. Then minimizes future uncertainties. Now, the things that may or may not happen in the future, we are going to predict them beforehand. Then improves competitive strength. Now, how it is improving the competitive strength? Because there is going to be all the companies who are dealing in the same business, they are going to work in a coordinated manner. So, what is going to happen? There is going to be healthy competition between different organizations and between different employees. So, there is going to be a healthy and a strengthened competition between different. Then effective control. Now we know where we want to achieve, where we want to be, and we know like we'll be getting the desired results and the actual results at the end of implementation. Now when we have the desired results and we have the actual results, we can easily have a comparison between the two. Once we have the comparison between the two, we can know that whether there is any discrepancy between the desired and the actual results. If there is any discrepancy, the rectification can be done, and if it is perfect, if it is in sync, we need not do any kind of rectification. Everything is going to be under control, so there is going to be an effective control. Then is motivation. Motivation comes आएगा because I know what I have to achieve. Now what I have to achieve I know, so as per the same thing I will be putting up my effort so that I can move in the same direction. So it is going to keep me motivated, it is going to keep all the employees, all the individuals motivated, that how they are going to move in their phase of life so that they can achieve the desired results of whether it is an individual goal or it is a goal of the entire organization. I hope that is clear.